David, it's been exciting for us to be here. 7 years in the process into Miami's taken. Tougher than you thought when you embarked on the journey?
Oh my goodness, it's been a lot tougher than I ever expected it to be. I've spoke about it, over the years, and obviously this week I've spoke about it a lot. It's been a long journey. When I announced it a couple of days after I retired in Paris 7 years ago, I never expected it to take 7 years, but it did, and I look back at it now as if, sometimes you have to fight for things, and this was definitely one of those moments. I've said already many times before, and many times today, that my wife talks about sometimes I'm pretty stubborn. This was one of the times over the last 7 years I had to be very stubborn, and I had to persevere. So, yep.
David, you were one of the first marquee players to come into the MLS, come into this league, and then obviously lots followed in your footsteps. So far, you're yet to make a marquee European signing, certainly. Any plans to do that?
Yeah, I mean, we have aspirations and ambitions as an ownership group to do that. I'm sure a lot of owners in many franchises have turned around and said, yeah, we want to bring the biggest names and the best players. One of the things that I think that we've done is we need to step back and take our time and make sure that we're bringing the right players into our club. One thing I learned from Sir Alex Ferguson is, over the years, it's not about bringing the biggest names and the best players. It's about bringing the right people and the right players into the team. So, we're really happy with the squad that we have going into this weekend. We have some great, talented young players and a couple of experienced players, but we're going to take our time on bringing, the bigger names into our club as well. And it's right. It's important that we do that to make the right decisions that fit in with the great players that we've already got in our squad. So yes, we have ambitions of bringing, big names into the club as well. But we'll take our time on that.
Well, if you Google into Miami, the top result, of course, is Ronaldo and Messi are going to come and play here. Does your contact book go that deep?
We keep hearing that. We keep hearing about the players that get mentioned. But obviously, if any club around the world have the chance of bringing Cristiano or Leo into their squad, then every team would want that. Of course, to have played at the highest level for the amount of years that they've played and still doing it. It's any owner's dream to do that, but we'll see.
It's been 7 years since Sir Alex Ferguson stepped down at Manchester United. Speaking now as a fan, as you are, has it been difficult to watch the decline since the glory days of winning all those titles?
I think when you're a club as big as Manchester United and you've had the amount of success that we had over the years, there was always going to be a period where other clubs are going to have that success. Obviously, when that success is being had by, Manchester City and obviously Liverpool at the moment, it's always going to be talked about. But as a Manchester United fan, I think there was always going to be a transition period, especially when Sir Alex Ferguson stepped down, the boss stepped down. Obviously you have David Gill that was working within the club as well. No one talks about that as well. And also you have the players that also, stopped playing. You have the Giggses, Scholesy, the Nevs, all of these players that stopped playing. There was always going to be a period where, we wasn't going to be as successful. Is it as hard to watch Manchester United as it was 10 years ago? No, because I'm a real fan. I'm a real fan of Manchester United, and whatever the situation, I love watching, Manchester United play. But, let's hope that it doesn't, last for too much longer where, we go without trophies, because I think that we are a club that is one of the biggest, if not the biggest club in the world. And that tradition that we have, not many clubs have.
And Ole Gunnar Solskjær, your former teammate, is at the helm. What sort of a job's he doing, do you think?
I think he's doing a good job. The fact that Ole's stepped in and stepped up, and he continues to come out and be positive about the players. But he has learnt that from the boss. The boss would never come out and criticise one of his players at his club, and Ole's doing exactly the same. But I think Ole has the inexperience and the experience of being a player at Manchester United and also now being a manager. He's still learning, but I think at the end of the day, Ole will protect his players, he will protect Manchester United, And every Manchester United fan will be behind Ollie because A, he's a great person, and B, what he's done for Manchester United over the years.
England seem to have really bad luck with injuries going into major tournaments. Your metatarsal we all prayed for in 2002.
I know.
Wayne Rooney's in 2006. You'll remember that when you were the captain. Yeah. Will you be praying for Harry Kane?
I think we all want our best players to be going into any competition, that we do as a nation. Harry's such a great goal scorer, he's such a great captain, and he leads that team. But we're all keeping our fingers crossed that he gets back fit as soon as possible for Tottenham and also, for England as a team. But I think it's quite exciting going into the Euros because I think when we went into Russia, there was not many huge expectations, and I think the team did incredibly well. And I think what Gareth has done has been incredible. So it's exciting going into these Euros as a fan, and we hope that Harry can get back fit and playing.